Good evening, my name is Michael Murrell. I'm a physical therapist here at Barkman Smith Physical Therapy. I'm so honored to be here with you all, and I'm looking forward to a great live stream event tonight. If you remember on our last live stream, Colin spoke about our new clinic on Golden Triangle in the Keller Alliance, North Fort Worth area, and I'm excited to share with you that we have an official opening date now. So now it's on September 13th, which is the upcoming Monday. We're going to officially open our third clinic here. Or, as Iris likes to put it, I don't know where she is, but she likes to call it Bspt cute. But we are very excited about serving the community in that area and spreading. And I definitely want to thank everyone who's had a part in the growth of Barkman and Smith. And especially with that Alliance Clinic. I'll be the clinical director out there, so feel free to stop by and see me. Tonight, we're going to continue our series, Get to Know Your Therapist. Each provider is going to be interviewed by a special guest throughout the rest of the year. And hopefully this will give you an opportunity to learn all about the therapist, each of our therapists. So feel free to put any questions or suggestions in the comments sections once we get rolling. And don't be afraid to hit the like and share button. We're just going to wait a few more moments for some people to get on board before we get going with questions. While we're waiting, remember that we mentioned in the last live stream that we're going to be adding an OT to our team here. And we want to make sure to remind y'all that and to tell you that she's fantastic. We're really excited to have her. And you're going to have an opportunity to meet her in one of our upcoming live events. I believe it's going to be next month, but we'll keep you posted. All right, I think we're just going to jump right in. We're ready to get started with Miss Mary Kay Mars. Before you ask me any questions, do you have any... Sorry, Chaz has provided a great script for me, and I am horrible with scripts. So I'm working through this, but I do much better just kind of off of this a little bit. But do you have any words of encouragement for me about thinking, or for someone who's thinking about doing therapy that's watching?
No, my experience here as a patient, I guess you would call me, was just wonderful. I had some back problems and some what I call hip problems. They're not really hip, but anyway, I just came through in about a month and a half with just flying colors, and all of the therapists here were great, and I have no more pain in my back and just a little bit here in my hips now and again, but I don't know. Jonathan says he thinks that might be a little bursitis.
I'm glad to hear that. That's a great experience.
I had a great experience. I really did.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. I guess now it's your turn.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a couple of things. What's your favorite thing about working in physical therapy?
So for me, I think it's the fact that every day is different. I get to meet all great people. I get to work with puzzles and physical issues that they have, and we get to try and see them grow and get better.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that every day is a new puzzle and something new to work on, and just to kind of work throughout the day, and you get to just talk to people.
Yeah.
I'm much more comfortable talking when I don't have a camera in front of me, but I enjoy talking to people.
Yeah, that's cool. Where did you grow up?
So I grew up in the Fort Worth area.
Yeah.
I was born at downtown Fort Worth Harris Hospital. I lived most of my life up, actually where I currently still live is up near Eagle Mountain Lake.
Oh yeah.
And outside of a few years, I went to undergrad in Tampa for a few years. And then I went to physical therapy school in Philadelphia.
Love
for a few
Philadelphia.
years. It was
Yeah.
much better looking back on it than when I was living through it.
Yeah.
But it was a great place to visit. I don't know that I could live there, but I'd love to visit there. It's a great place.
Yeah, I love Philly. It's great.
And so,
me ask you this. If you had one superpower, since there's a lot of that going around, what would it be, do you think?
I guess it'd probably be super speed, I guess. That's one of those questions I always struggled with, because my brain sometimes just doesn't operate that way. But I guess it would be speed. I went between speed and flying, and I figured flying only gets you so far, and you can only go up, and speed I can at least get more stuff done. So
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know about that. Well, since we're kind of talking about sort of the peripheral there, what's your favorite hobby?
So, favorite-wise, I don't have a whole lot of favorites, but I do like equally I like to be outside, hunting, fishing, just kind of being out and about. I like being with my family. We've been watching I have two sons that play baseball right now in Little League, and watching them play has been a blast. Love spending time with my wife and traveling. And so it's kind of just getting in what we can when we can. And so hobby-wise, it's probably kind of just whatever I can get in with the time we got.
Yeah.
Whatever we can do together. Like so it's not, I don't really have one specific, like, ooh, got to do this. I mean, I play some recreational sports and do that too, and just kind of enjoy what I can when I can.
Well, I, as a woman, really appreciate the comment about your wife. So, what would be your favorite food?
There's that word favorite again. I think
You have to thank Chaz for that.
yes, and I've even had time. He gave me these questions a little bit ago, so I had even had a little bit of time to think about them.
Yeah.
And I think what I came up with was, instead of like I don't really have a favorite food. I like unique, different things that I haven't maybe tried before.
Really?
I'm typically one who prefers sides to the main course, because they're just, I would have, if it was up to me, I'd probably have like a little sample platter where I could have like old-fashioned potlucks where you can take about 2 bites of everything
Yes.
and just try all kinds of different stuff.
Well, your favorite food, though, I mean, like, would you prefer to eat Mexican food over, say, Chinese food, or?
I probably would
Or
prefer meats
Yeah.
of any kind
Okay.
versus, other than, I love vegetable sides. Like,
Really?
really like asparagus and things like that. But I guess barbecue, if I had to pick like a type of food, it'd probably be more of a barbecue or meat-based food, steaks and barbecues and chicken. I like smoked chicken.
Yeah.
Anything smoked is usually really good.
So do you eat healthy?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
is what I would say.
Okay.
I try to eat healthier, but probably, and there's no probably, I don't eat healthy all the time.
Well, none of us really do. Let me ask you this. As a healthcare provider, what is your favorite body part to work on?
I think shoulders would probably be my favorite. Shoulders, and sometimes like gait, running, analysis type, ankle, foot kind of things when it comes to running. But those two would probably be my narrowing it down to my favorites.
Yeah.
Just because there's so much involved with them.
Yeah.
That a lot of times the problem is usually not the problem. It's a cause and effect game is the way I look at it. So you have effects that you see and feel, and you got to find the cause. And I like that search.
And does that come from the patient?
Going through the history, going through kind of what actions do it, you hope to find the cause that's actually creating that effect.
Right.
through the different tests, different measures, different, sometimes it's let's try and stretch this and see what that does to it. But it's a cause-effect kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And I like that, looking through that, making small changes and seeing, okay, we're going to try this for 2 weeks. We're going to see what this does. It should do if it does what I think, like according to these, and these
Yeah.
tests, it'll trickle down into that. And so that's,
I think from my own experience too, working with the therapists, that we ended up working on really specific areas in order to get me to feel better. I'm a big fan.
I think the big advantage here at Barkman Smith is they've had almost 30 years of experience
Yes.
to come up with treatment plans that help the majority of people.
Yeah.
And so we're really trying to use all of that knowledge and then couple that with all the new research coming in to try and really get us one step ahead to finding out what's going on.
Okay, well that kind of leads me into my next question. Why did you become a physical therapist?
My answer probably isn't as grand as some of the other therapists that work here. The quick answer is my mom's a physical therapist.
Oh, really?
And so I've been around the profession
Yeah.
right near my entire life.
Yeah.
When I was going to school, I've had my share of injuries in high school, and I went through my rehabs and everything. And going to school, it was kind of trying to find. Originally, I was kind of sciences, whether it be PT, physician assistant, doctor, or business, marketing kind of stuff were my interests. But it kind of shifted to where my strengths were the sciences.
Did you watch your mom?
Growing up, we would go. I would go to nursing homes with her. Like my sister and I would go to the nursing homes with her while she wouldn't be treating, but she would go visit her patients sometimes outside of work because she did a lot of home health when I was these are some of my early memories. And so she would go visit them after the fact, like off the clock kind of things, and she'd take us with her and we get to know some of them. And so we were always around things like that and people. And then once she was a PTA when I was younger. And then she went back to a PT school when I was in high school, I think, maybe middle school.
So do you think that piqued your interest in becoming a physical therapist?
It gave me a great opportunity to see what that was. So I had an in-depth look at what that profession is. And she worked with a sports medicine doctor for a while at a hospital, and so I got to see that part of it. And that part looked really very interesting.
Yeah.
And then in college, it was just kind of all right, if I'm going to go this way, I need to commit and go.
Yeah.
And I liked this over some of the physician assistant and then doctor physician route because we get to spend a lot more time with people.
Yeah.
And so
That makes sense.
that was kind of, I'd rather that than kind of what they end up having to do, which is very needed. Like it's not a very noble profession still.
Wow.
But I would rather spend an hour with a person than 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean, you need to know your patients, that's for sure. Well, let me ask you this. Let's see. What is a little known fact that people would be surprised to know about you?
I struggled on this one because I didn't know what people don't know, but I guess one thing that probably some people don't know, but I have no social media presence, so all of this is very new to me.
Yeah. Me too, my friend.
And I'm young enough that I probably should have more of a presence. I just never got around to it, is kind of what it boiled down to, and I didn't feel like.
Very interesting fact, because of your age and, what's going on all over the world with, like things like this, TikTok, you know, I don't have any idea what any of that stuff is, but that's very interesting.
So that's what I got. Thank you for asking those questions. We
You're
appreciate
so
it.
welcome. It's just lovely to get to really meet you because I've been here around you, but we haven't been able to chat like
No,
this.
we haven't gotten to sit down and chat.
Yeah, that's great. I really appreciate it.
So, I'm getting hold on a second here, so we're gonna give John a second. Maybe we're getting some questions online. So the question I got online was, I guess I read these online, figure it out.
Which one?
I said, I'm not sure if I read these or if she reads these. Is it all right if I read these? All right.
I can't see it.
Okay.
You're
So-
looking at a blind 75-year-old woman.
First question I got online was, how long have I been a part of the Bspt family? So I was a technician here from 2003 to 2005. So I was 2 years there.
Yeah.
And then I came back, I think it was about 2.5, just a little over 2 years ago, I think. So 5 years total, depending on how you count it, is how long I've been a member here, but or a family, part of the family. But I've been in contact with Vince and John and several of the guys and Ron and several of the guys here, and just throughout the whole time.
Yeah, good question.
And then the next question that came in is, what's my favorite thing about Texas? I think my favorite thing about Texas would be how different of a state it is. How you can have all the different, you can go to the beach, you can go to the mountains, you can go to the piney woods, like you can just kind of go everywhere.
A little bit of desert.
A little bit of desert, yes, like you just kind of have a little bit of everything here.
Yeah.
You can get the wide open or you can go into the forest if you want to.
Yeah. Did you grow up in Texas? So maybe we can.
I did. I grew. Yeah. So I'm partial to Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
Born and raised.
Born and raised here.
So it's-
I'm a good old Southern girl.
And then have your therapy skills come in handy with your 2 young boys. So I have a 10 and 11-year-old. Sometimes they come in handy. My therapy skills, that is.
Yeah.
Sometimes they listen to me. Sometimes they don't. My youngest he's hurt his ankle, and so I've had to get him kind of set up and make sure he's on the right path. But like with any family members, it's hard to listen to your family members, even if they're experts in it.
Yeah. Especially your mom or dad.
Yeah, they don't really want me to tell them what to do and
Yeah.
to get them to do things. But I at least have the knowledge that if I need to, I have had to sit them down and say, no, you're going to do this. This is going to help you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but this is the way we're going to do it.
Another good question.
The next one coming in is, how many therapists will be at the new clinic? So right now it'll be just me until we get it busy enough, and then we will add therapists as we need to.
Yeah.
We're hoping, I think at some point it'll be up to probably 3 to 4 therapist clinic.
Is
That
the
would be
facility
great.
as large as this?
It's technically about half the size of this one.
Okay.
And so we don't expect to have the amount of volume as we do here,
Yeah.
just because that space won't hold it.
Not conducive to that.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is brand new facility with all brand new equipment, and we're real excited about it.
Yeah.
The next question I got is, why did I come back to Bspt? So I have always looked at this place as it's a very family environment. And it's hard to find that these days, especially out and about, to where these guys care about you, they care about your family, and the culture is very family oriented.
Yeah.
And
I felt that way when I was here.
it trickles down. Like it really, like then we make it helps, because if you feel like someone's taking care of you and your family, well, you treat your patients
Yeah.
like they're your family as well. They're just, and they have so many returning patients. We have patients that have probably been that were coming to the clinic when I was a technician here.
Really?
And this is where they come, and that's you can't find that anymore at
No.
very many places.
I don't think so. I've enjoyed that as a patient myself here, so.
And so that's really what brought me back. So Brad wants to know a little bit about the new clinic, the location, the office, the type of patients I'll treat there. It's in let's see, I guess it'd be in a complex of different offices. It's a little bit smaller, like we talked about a second ago, than Bedford. The types of patients, it's going to be, I would expect a similar mix as Bedford. In reality, I don't know yet the type of patients that'll treat there, because we're going to, like here, we're going to treat anybody that comes in the door.
Show up and you'll find out.
That's right. We have the ability to go to treat sports. We have balanced track system. We actually have a solo step harness system and track system out there.
Yeah.
That is actually a little bit longer than Bedford's, and so we have the ability to treat all kinds of neurological impairments, all kinds of. We have some equipment dedicated to where we can treat sports and athletes, and so we're really are prepared for everything.
I've seen everything here, believe me.
The address over there, John wanted me to make sure and tell you the address. The address is 4901 Golden Triangle, and we're in Suite 131. So feel free to stop by if you just want to stop by and take a look. Starting next week, you can come by anytime just to take a look. Glad to give a tour.
Michael might need some friends.
Yes. Especially next week.
Yes.
So, any more questions? Okay. So, feel free to definitely reach out to us if you have any other future topics you'd like to cover, either by phone or email. And then make sure to tune into our next Facebook Live. That's going to be on September 29th. And Mr. Barkman's going to cover ergonomics. So that's something we could all benefit from, all the fun ways we need to sit properly and
Yes.
all the things we all ignore all the time.
Right.
So it's always good for a reminder on that. I'd like to thank everyone for coming on, and stay safe and stay on your feet from all of us here at Barkman and Smith.